Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap on Buccaneers trying to get to double-digit wins. It will not be a double-digit win season. The division title hangs in the balance. I do believe we have a chance to get it back. It'll probably come down to the final week, which, in all fairness, if you're an avid NFL fan, probably for the best thing for them. Not for us, though. Today fucking sucked. We lacked imagination. We lacked creativity on the offensive side of the ball. And quite frankly, every time we got that quarterback dead to rights, we ended up just fucking nipping at his fucking ankles, and he went on a fucking journey all through the football and fucking whooped us. Clearly, the biggest weakness of this defense is the middle of the field, soft zone coverage, and a pass rush. How'd you fix it? You're gonna have to look at drafting a pass rusher, which we didn't do last year. Well, this year. You have to look at bringing a free agent. We did do that, and we were hoping he was going to be like another slam dunk kind of dude. He hasn't been. So now the Buccaneers are going to go back to the table and look at what they can do there. And I hate talking about postseason. I call it the postseason is after the Super Bowl. I hate talking about that shit, free agency and all that stuff when we're in season, because it feels like a loser mentality. We had a great touchdown. I think a great touchdown to Mike Evans. Josh Grizzard can't call for shit. You run the ball. How many times did we run the fucking ball? Let's go and get the stats up on this motherfucker and just find out what was really going on. Right. So the Buccaneers got 169 yards on the ground. Had better third down efficiency. Don't have I don't have the rushing yards per se as an average, but let's just go and look at the Buccaneers on the ground through players. So you get 71. So you rush the ball without taking Baker Mayfield out of the occasion, because they are genuinely scrambles except for one. Yeah, you're looking around 30. Yeah, they got 30 rushes. How many play actions did we run? Barely any. This team has a passing strength. You're leaning on that run game to open up that pass, and you don't take advantage of it. Why does every route look like it has to go past 10 fucking yards before any sort of a break is made? You can play passive fucking prevent coverage against the Buccaneers. Cover 3 will fucking kick the Buccaneers' ass. It will, because you don't need to fucking do anything. Because everything's going to go up. You can play fucking cover 4. Because there is absolutely nothing in this offensive scheme that attacks the middle of the field that often, attacks the width of the field. And what I'm talking is you have in-breaking routes and out-breaking routes at about 5 yards, 3 yards, whatever. There's no drag routes. There's no fucking there's no comebacks. It is literally go up the field, some posts. You're relying on the team to stretch the field, and have a couple of people underneath take advantage of that stretched field. You have to take advantage of that stretched field. You got to push defenders away with the Mike Evanses, with the Emeka Egbukas, who will command the double teams and what have you, and you take advantage. You take advantage of when they are not being double teamed, and when they are being double teamed, you take these like nice little intermediate short passing routes that's going to gain you 5 yards from the catch or 4 yards from the catch that can be worked up the field. We don't do that. Everyone does it to us, but we don't do it. So what I'm asking is, there is zero creative. We get into the red zone. We're on the fucking like 1 yard marker or what have you. We're in the red zone, deep into the red zone, and it's run, 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 field goal. Why don't we go play action pass, run, pass, or run, play action pass, pass? Grizzard, I don't know. I'm not doubting his credentials as a coach, because clearly he has been a coordinator, the passing game coordinator, and we've had success with him. But what I'm seeing from him is not, when you're being thrust into the big role, he's not it. He's not it. And we're gonna go through some of the comments here. We got James Matz. This team is a fraud with a fake wannabe franchise QB. I'm not willing to hang out the quarterback just yet. I think he's playing within a scheme that is not allowing him to play his best football. We've seen it under Liam Cohen where he has. We've seen it under other people. You've got to take into account that this, as you would call him, a wannabe franchise quarterback, because we ain't gonna get no franchise quarterback. Right? It's not going to happen unless we start trading multiple picks. I'm going to be honest, with the way first round picks pan out these days, it's not fucking worth it. You've got to have everything sold, and we've seen teams do it. The only team at the moment it's only paying off now is Carolina. I believe they traded a fair bit of shit to get their quarterback. So we're not getting a franchise quarterback. We're just not. Not in the draft, and you're not going to get one in free agency. So you kind of got to look at the money situation. You've got to go look at the money situation and go, right, so what can we afford with what we can get? Baker Mayfield is probably the best thing the Buccaneers can get right now. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. And he's been in the top echelon he's been in the top 10 quarterback argument for a very long time. Well, I say very long time. I think the last 2 years. This year, it looks poor. It looks really poor, especially in this last thing of the game. I don't understand how we can have this much talent and we're not taking advantage of it. I'm putting it down to play calling. I'm putting it down to scheme. We've seen it with Byron Leftwich, guys. We have Byron Leftwich, Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, fucking trying to remember. Now it's starting to get a little bit harder. But we had dudes. And he couldn't get it done either. Okay, let's keep going. Jace Matz. The defense got their asses kicked at the point of attack the whole game. Absolutely. Maybe not the whole game. There were stints that they played well, but for the most part, I'll give you your due. Because if they got their ass kicked, it wouldn't be 23 points. It would be closer to 30. But they had their ass kicked in key downs, in key situations. I totally agree. Kiard 2, Liam Cohen implementing a horizontal passing scheme last season, and it worked to perfection. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I wouldn't say it's necessarily completely horizontal, though. There was some sexiness going on. They played the screen game well, which we don't. We don't screen very well at the moment. On top of that, we did have breaking routes from certain individuals. We also implemented the running passing game. So as in the running backs were featured in the passing game a heck of a lot more in a Liam Cohen system. So I get where you're coming from, and you're not totally wrong. Maybe it's been coached wrong. Godwin, Evans, Emeka Ibuka, McMillan, 41 passing yards at the half. Check the running stats. They barely passed. That's scheme, dude. That's game. That's fucking game decisions. That's play calling. my friend. They only started to fucking actually bother passing into the second half. But I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying Baker's not a problem. I'm just saying I'm not willing to throw a quarterback out based off these games. I'm willing to look at a different head coach. I'm willing to look at a different OC because I've not been impressed by anything from start to fucking finish. I think there's 2 games I could say to him that he called good games from Lizard, Coach Lizard. He's from Carolina. Fucking leave him there. I couldn't give a fuck at this point. I'm done with it. We've won games because Baker can scramble. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. I don't believe in anything on this coaching staff. Not one thing I sit there and go, ooh, that's fucking good. That's fucking good. I would also I'd say Liam Cohen got more at the run game than Lizard. Defense played pretty good, but the Panthers O-line got away with some holding, and offense wasn't good enough. I mean, they weren't great. They were just meh. I'd say we were average on defense. I'd say we're average on defense because 23 points isn't a lot of points. So you can't say they're poor because if a team score, if you've got the likes of what we have on talent on offense, 23 points, we should be winning fucking 30-something to 23. I can live with that. I just say the defense needs a bit of work. So I get where you're coming from. The Bucs will never win a Super Bowl with Baker. And an argument can be made that the Bills will never win a Super Bowl with Josh Allen. There comes a point but you got to decide. This is the biggest thing about franchise quarterbacks, football, running a team, right? You can look down door number 2. You can. But I would say, but you don't know what that looks like because you don't right now, right? So let's say there's a guy who slides in the draft that you quite like. He's a nice, decent dude. You know? He's a good quarterback. You like the look of him. And you draft him in the second round or in the first round, but higher than expected, right? He's projected second round pick. You pick him in well, we're probably going to be mid-first anyway. You could take him. But you're going to get the growing pains of a young quarterback. And then you don't know until like year fucking 3 if he's worth a fucking damn. So you are going, we don't know for 2 years, and then we'll know. And if you fucked up, you're going to draft another quarterback or bring in a free agent quarterback, and it all repeats again. And that's my point and case in this. Does Grizzard trust Baker? I don't know. I'm not on that coaching staff. I'd love to know. With the right OC, Baker will thrive. I think so. I mean, the talent that he's shown since being a Buck, other than this last stretch of games coming out of the bye, none of it, going into the bye, everyone was talking about this guy being a franchise quarterback, MVP conversation, all of the above. How many times can you say, other than Tom Brady, that we've had a quarterback other than Doug Williams? Doug Williams also. But not really an MVP. He was never really MVP caliber when we had him, right? He could have gone on to MVP caliber. The potential. I mean, I wasn't around those years, so correct me if I'm wrong. But my point being is, Baker's had those conversations. The Buccaneers have never, as far as I know, other than Tom Brady, have never had a quarterback in that conversation. So I'm skittish to pump the brakes on Baker Mayfield at this point. I'm just not ready there. Would it be smarter to franchise tag him and see what next year looks like? Probably. Could you get more value of going for another 2-year deal? Definitely. Will he sign a 2-year deal? I don't know. That's the difference. What I'm saying is you always go to a point. So the Cincinnati Bengals had Andy Dalton. We all know him, the Red Rifle. Andy Dalton was an up and down quarterback. He won them games. They've been to the playoffs. They just couldn't win in the post game, and they couldn't win in the postseason, and they couldn't win in prime time with him. He comes to his 4 years of being a franchise quarterback. They re-sign him. There was no one else out there. They were too good on paper. Or sorry, they were too good in the regular season to warrant burning picks. But at the same time, they weren't good enough to get over the hill, if you see what I mean. And the Buccaneers are kind of in that situation. You kind of got to make the decision. Do you cut your losses and potentially go down a rabbit hole that could lead you into more and more losses? We've all seen that documentary. The Buccaneers didn't get a fucking franchise quarterback until Tom Brady came to town. And I would say Baker Mayfield, in recent years, and I can't take any year that, let's say from the 2000s onwards, he's probably the second best quarterback this Buccaneer football team has ever had. And I would love to have an argument with a debate with anybody. I say argument, but I mean debate with anybody who thinks differently. I'd love to go there. And I'm not saying Baker's bad, or I'm not saying Baker's great, or what have you. His numbers aren't awful. Go check him out. He's turning over the ball less. I think he's playing too cautious. I think he's playing caution to the wind. And I don't know if that's coaching, because last year he let it rip. The first year he got here, let it rip. And yeah, we got some interceptions, but he was more lethal with the ball when he had it. It's a bit like Jameis Winston, right? If you hobble Jameis Winston, you're not going to get the touchdowns. You won't get the interceptions. Not built to be a game manager. He's built to take over. The problem is he's a turnover machine. Baker's kind of like that, just not as bad. You marry him to a good run game and a good defense, his O-line's pretty solid, all of a sudden, you can win a lot more games. And it's potentially possible. You could look at what Jameis Winston looks like in that exact same scenario. I don't know because I've not seen it. The best case was when he became the starter in New Orleans, and they went on a bit of a run. What I'm trying to say is, guys, you don't know what door number 2 looks like. If door number 2 is the next fucking Tom Brady that wants to come here, Patrick Mahomes wants to come here, or Josh Allen wants to come here, cool, down with it. But it's not going to be any of those guys. It's going to be your Kirk Cousins of the world. So I ask you, would you rather Kirk Cousins or Baker Mayfield? Because that's the conversation you're in right now. Tell me of a free agent quarterback that we should go get that you think is pound for pound a better quarterback. Genuinely. And I'm interested. I'm generally interested because I don't know any. Anyone who's going to put in some random fucking dude's name, stop. But let's get through a bit more of the comments. I'll put that in there. Grizzard is so bad. Baker has developed happy feet. He should never have threw that ball. Never. I think the issue with the thrown ball was the fact that, and I personally think it's kind of on Mike Evans, in my opinion, as blasphemous as that may sound, Mike Evans stuck a foot in the ground and turned the other way. Had he gone had he continued his route, he may have caught the ball. He would have just been tackled short, probably, right? Or the pass would have been interrupted, and it would have been a killer. The thing is, you threw it straight to. It didn't matter. It's done. You don't know when you've cocked that ball and throw it. You do not know if someone makes a sudden move. It's done. It's done. I agree about the happy feet, though. I 100% agree about the happy feet. I personally think it's all scheme. I think he basically Grizzard is not. I was gonna say Todd Bowles. Sorry, it's Byron Leftwich with a fucking run game. That's all I see from him. Byron Leftwich with a fucking run game. That's it. That's all I've got to say on him. Let's go through some of these. So there's plenty of comments today. My guy James is showing up. Give me Josh Allen on every day on he gets confused in the weekend on Sundays. Look, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, remind me how many AFC Championship games he's won. Remind me how many times he's been to the AFC Championship. He's a regular season dude. That's all he is right now. He ain't done fuck all. He has as many Super Bowl rings as everybody else. He has as many Super Bowl rings as Baker Mayfield. It don't fucking matter until you win it. You can be a fucking... Dan Marino has many Super Bowl rings as I do. He's got none. Yeah, he's statistically a fantastic passer. And it's criminal that he doesn't have a Super Bowl. And Josh Allen might be that guy who will be criminally, just like one of his predecessors in Jim. At least he went to Super Bowls. Just couldn't finish him. Josh Allen hasn't even been to one yet. He's just a very good pass. He's just a very good passer of the ball. He's got a very attractive wife. That's all he is right now. He ain't done nothing. You win an MVP, who gives a fuck? You don't win a Super Bowl, no one cares. You've got to win the bowl. Maybe it'll come. I hope it does for him. Because I do like the guy. He seems pretty down to earth, and I do genuinely like him. But I'd like to think Josh Allen could do a fucking lot with this team. Because we got fucking talent, man. Let's get to the next one by my boy James. I was at the Saints and Falcons game. This team is a shell of itself. I agree. It looks so lost. It looks like it's got no identity. Doesn't know what it's fucking doing. It looks fucking lost. It's legit looks like a team that's got some people trying to steer the ship one way and some people trying to steer the ship the other way. They've lost 7 of the last 8 games. This is a mediocre team at best. 100% agree. 100% agree. Baker is simply being what he has been. Every GM and in the NFL has passed on until the Bucs gave him a shot. In all fairness, though, to him, he went through one of the biggest rough spots that a quarterback can go through and has come out on top. Sam Darnold, Geno Smith for a minute. Now he could have a Geno Smith moment and just rise up and fall down. It's possible. It's very possible. But of course, no one took a chance on him. No one took a chance on him. He was fucking poor. He had that. The Buccaneers went, okay, this is our guy. They took a chance on him, and so far it's worked out. Go look at the Buccaneers' offensive production since he's been their quarterback, except for this year. We're a top 10 offense. Now, you could argue that the talent around him allowed him to do that, 100%. I will not disagree with that statement. It's very possible that we all saw that basically Mike Evans made Johnny Football. Because it was Mike Evans football. That's my point. Josh has never, ever had the weapons. I mean, he's had some weapons, dude. Trust me, he's had some weapons. There was definitely a moment that he had some weapons. Stephon Diggs is a solid ass wide receiver. Cole Beasley was one of the better wide receivers in the slot at one point. They've always had decent running backs. I agree, he's a good slinger of the football, and I think he could be deadly in Tampa. We just can't get hold of him. Not gonna happen unless, I mean, if the Buccaneers could get away with giving up 2 first-round picks and a second, yeah, maybe he wants the warm weather. I don't know. But that's kind of on his team too. What does Josh Allen need to succeed? Talent. Go get it him. That's all I can say on that, man, because I've seen Mahomes win a Super Bowl with no-name wide receivers. Sorry, remind me, was Juju Smith-Schuster any good? Is Juju Smith-Schuster better than Stephon Diggs? I disagree. They're probably similar level, if anything. Now, granted, he did not have Travis Kelce, the ultimate slot receiver in all of football. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, you've got to have somebody ready. I don't know who Jim Burrows is. I've never heard this person's name. I'm going to have to do some research. I'm guessing that's a cool. You talk about Joe Burrow, but I don't know who that is, if I'm honest. I don't watch a lot of college football, so I will educate myself if that's what you're kind of going on to. But college quarterbacks are almost like a fucking crapshoot. And we all know this because we've all fucking seen it. We've all seen what happens. Joe Burrows. Okay, cool. I got you. I would love to get fucking Cincinnati's Joe Burrow, right? But Cincinnati had to go through some hardship after Andy Dalton left. They had to go through that pain. And then they got a really low pick. They got a really good pick, and they were able to pick the dude. Joe Burrow is a good example of what I want to talk about. Joe Burrow had a lackluster offensive line. Always has. But his team has always been productive. On the ground, to a degree, and definitely in the passing game. Elite talent at the wide receiver level. Buccaneers have it. So there's no reason we can't. And I need to know what the fuck is wrong because I don't like it. And I think it's the scheme, personally. It's just me. I'm not ready to cash in my chips on cash in my chips on Baker Mayfield just yet. I'm not ready to get rid of a quarterback after a half a season. Now I've got to make a decision. My decision is my quarterback is a contract year. Two of the 3 years he's been with us, he's been good. One of the 2 years that he's been here under this contract, he's been good. He's never been poor, but there's 1 year he's been not that good. I'd say he's played mediocre this year when you put the whole season together. Will he take a hometown discount? Will he sign for a 2-year deal? Could you get him for an $80 million deal, $40 million up front? That's the kind of question. These are the kind of questions. It all comes down to what you can get out of it. If he's not interested and he only wants big bucks, then the Buccaneers may go, you know what? We'll have to let him walk. And then you do get to go down that. Or you throw the money at him and he ends up with a 4-year deal and you're stuck with him forever. And if he doesn't pan out, then yeah, James Match, you could be sitting here in 2 years' time going, I told you all. But you don't know until you know. You know, right? You have your opinion right now, right? But what I'm trying to say is we don't know until it happens, until he becomes what he becomes. I could be sat here in 2 years and going, damn, we've got a fucking fine-ass quarterback. This guy's fucking lighting up the league. But I totally agree. Bowles has to go, and you can take Josh Grisard with him, 100%. I want to see an offensive-minded coach with an up-and-coming coordinator. That's what I want to see. Defensively, I'm going to look at someone who coaches a lethal offense elsewhere, or as part of a lethal defense elsewhere, and bring that person to town. I think it's a clean house in coaches. It's a clean house in coaches for me. Let's start fresh. Let's see what's going to happen. Levante David's not going to be here next year. Mike Evans is up in the air, in my opinion. I think he might walk. There's a lot riding on the success of this season. And quite rightly, Levante David should walk away. He's not the player he once was. He's not poor, but he's not the great man that he used to be. He's just good. He's just okay. And I think I would like to see one of my favourite players to ever lace up Buccaneer boots and don the pewter and red and have the flag on their helmet go out when they're still in that conversation of being the dude and not holding on for dear life. So I agree with that. This defense has been reeling since the Super Bowl run. Cohen had this 100%, dude. You are nailing that, because all I can say is if you look at this defense, Todd Bowles' defense in 2000 got better. It got better as the season got on, as the season gone on. Became a top tier defense by the end of the season. Won the Super Bowl. Second year, top tier defense went all the fucking way on the defense. It was sublime. Top tier defense in 2021. And basically kept us in it while we had to deal with the miscues from fucking Byron Leftwich, who finally got the big job of play calling it and just seemed to call utter shit. And then we go into the next season. Dave Canales. Decent, not great, but the offense bailed him out. Last season, Liam Cohen's offense bailed us out a lot. This defense is done. It needs an injection of youth, and it needs a fresh perspective. And that starts with letting Coach Bowles go. And I love Coach Bowles. I really do. I love what he's brought to this team. I love what he's brought to this franchise. And I love the fact that he helped deliver us a Super Bowl ring. And I thank you, Todd Bowles, from the bottom of my heart. But it is time we moved on. The experiment of giving you a top-tier offense and team to work with is done. You've had this top-tier team, offensive line, wide receivers galore, finally got the running back. The only thing you're missing on defense is the two pass rushers. And you can't tell me you can only coach with elite pass rushers. It's time to move on from Bowles. Thank you, Bowles. You've given me some good seasons to enjoy. This was the season I was hoping you're going to get us to 12 wins and we were going to really wreck the NFC South and go, we are the dogs. It hasn't happened. I wish you luck in your future endeavours. But if I was the Glazers, I'm walking away from Bowles. And I'd shake that man's hand and thank him to his face. From the bottom of my heart, I'd thank him for his services to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for what he's done to the community, what he's done for me as a fan to enjoy football like I've never done before. Thank you. But I believe this team is capable of so much more and hasn't been given that opportunity. The talent of this team deserves more coaching talent. All season we got beat on third down. It don't matter if we're third and fucking 10, third and 17, third and a bus ride. It don't matter. The Bucs will allow you to convert it. Remember when Brady brought us back in that Rams game? What happened? Well, from what I've heard, a certain Antoine Winfield missed his assignment. Quite simply. That's what happened. Go watch the film. The film was that he came down and was trying to bite on a different route that he thought he was going to give him, and he went deeper. And, oh fuck! I better get moving. That's what happened. Could we have done better? Yeah. But you can always call, in hindsight, you can always call a better coverage. In hindsight, you can always call a better pass rush. In hindsight, you can always run a better formation. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. But they called what they called. Got caught out. And the game's done. That one hurt a little bit. But on that note, guys, go check us out on the Aftermath. That will be tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be bringing you the straight facts, giving you the football knowledge. And I hope people like James Matt, will come join us, because I always appreciate you. You always give me good content. I love the back and forth that me and you have. Really appreciate that. Let's not talk about that fucking Falcons game, man. Fucking, you can break my heart. I used time off work to watch that game. So that game's at 1 o'clock in the morning, right, in the UK. I have to be up for work. I get up for work at 4 o'clock in the morning. At 4:30 in the morning. That game had finished when I would normally get up. So I booked half a day so I could sleep and go back to work. And that's the best the Buccaneers could do for me. I was fuming, boys. I was fucking fuming. There was steam coming out of my ears and everything. Absolutely disgusting. And I don't care how many F-bombs fucking Bowles drops. You can drop them all tonight. It don't fucking matter. We were poor. Is it on the players? 100% on the play. It's 50% on the players and 50% on the coaches. We call some dumb shit. We play really soft-ass preventive coverages in situations that are still live. So you're going up against a team. You got about a minute. They got about a minute and a half, and they just need to get in a field goal range. That's all they need to do. That's all they need to do. They have timeouts, and you play piss-ass, soft-ass zone, and they go 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards. Well, guess what? If I get the ball at my fucking 30, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, I'm already in your half. So I've already got my fucking... I'm already around field goal range. And they continued that bullshit until they fucking tightened it up. And yeah, Dean got burnt. Dean, if you're under my tutelage, my question to you is, what the fuck are you looking at? Why are you looking at the quarterback? You are beat. I've never heard. I've watched a lot of coaches, DB coaches, and I've never heard anybody turn around and went, when you're beat, go look at the quarterback. What are you hoping, that he throws the ball short? I mean, it's possible. It's very unlikely, but it's possible. What you're supposed to do is turn your ass around, get on that horse, ride that motherfucker down, and then bat the hands. Play the hands. I don't even fucking mind if you get a fucking flag. Trip the bitch up. If you're beat, it's over. The only thing you can hope for is an overthrown ball at this point, or an underthrown ball. But if that ball's perfect, it's a touchdown. If that ball's good, it's a touchdown. If you trip his ass up, it's a flag. You get to live another down. Play smart, not dumb. I was disappointed. It's not what I would coach. Now, have players of mine done that? Absolutely. It's weirdly enough a natural reaction, because there's a little hope and a prayer that it's underthrown. I said, all you're going to do, you're running down the field and you go, and you do this, you're going to go, oh, he caught it. Oh, he's run it. Of course he did. Bro, come on. Stick to your guy like glue. Ride, and trip him up if you have to. Live another down. When I played corner one time, I fucking hate playing corner. I much prefer playing safety. When I played corner once, a while ago, I got done with a pass interference call. And I felt so bad about it that my head was down. And I remember one of our defensive linemen came up to me and, dude, it's okay. We've reset. You got beat. If you didn't do what you just did, it's a touchdown. Now we have a chance to still win. What happened? 3 and out. They didn't want to kick the field goal. They wanted to get blood. They failed. Turnover on downs. All because I caused a flag. And I'm like, damn, if I didn't cause the flag, yeah, they might have potentially got a touchdown out of it. It's the same as encroachment, offside. Just fucking hit the quarterback, man. Because you're going to get flagged anyway. So you may as well put the fucking quarterback in the dirt. I flew from Chicago to that Saints game and the Falcons game, which were my first Bucs game. Man, sorry. I've only seen the Buccaneers live a few times, and Cardinals game was the first time I ever watched them win. So, you know. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you. I love different perspectives, because I'm a big believer in none of us are right, because I don't think I'm right in anything that I say. I don't think I'm the fucking big cheese and I know better because I'm on a screen and you're not. Not at all. But I love the debate. I love the conversations. I just try to always think with logic, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I think with my head, sometimes I think with my heart. Yeah, man, and we can make that happen. Hey, I'm trying to remember all my fucking. Go on Facebook and check out Stevie Slick Probert. All one word. That's me. Or Coach Slick on pretty much any platform. I think that's what I tend to go with. I'm not a big social media person. It's more for family and stuff like that. I don't really tend to post as much as I used to, but please add me and we can chat. But on that note, guys, go check out the Aftermath tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Me and AJ will be chopping it up, talking it out, probably fucking creating a fucking portal for fucking Bowles to walk through so we don't have to see his ass no more, because at this point, I don't even care if we fire him mid-season. I'm usually against that shit. I'm just done. We've had a team in the last 2 weeks. I must win games. Must win games. We don't look motivated. We don't look fucking motivated. There's no juice in this team. There are individuals within this team with the juice, but this team ain't juiced. They don't want no part of it. But yes, tomorrow, Aftermath, 7 p.m. Go check us out. We'll talk our shit. We talk the X's and O's. We talk the Jimmers and Joes. That's what we're about. And on that note, guys, try and salvage something out of your Sunday. Whatever you can get out of it, maybe you enjoy. I know other teams getting beat. But I am sick to death of seeing former OCs from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers be successful head coaches. That's all I've got to say on it. Bucs on me. Bucs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Bucs!